Dear students, this series of lecture is an organic analysis for 12th standard school as per the Samachir syllabus given in page 256 of volume 1 of chemistry textbook. So if you refer page 262, you can see that there are a list of 9 compounds which are prescribed for analysis. Repeated listening to these lectures will make the practical examination easier for you. And do not skip the introduction, as I will be giving you a few tips to find the compounds easily. This particular series is in parts so that it is easy for you to go through. Before we see the procedure, let us be familiar to few terms which are involved in this lecture. So these are some of the terms you will come across frequently. One is functional group, saturated compounds, unsaturated compounds, aromatic compounds, and aliphatic compounds. Let us see them one by one. Now, what is a functional group? A functional group, we can say, it is a specific group of atoms within a molecule. For example, if I say ketones, then ketone is a molecule and the atoms present, there will be a lot of atoms in a ketone. So what is a functional group? Ketone is a functional group, for example. So a functional group is a specific group of atoms within a molecule, and that is responsible for the molecule's characteristic chemical reaction. So what are the frequently known functional groups? For example, acid, COOH, aldehyde, the functional group aldehyde is written as bond CHO, ketone means carbonyl C double bond O, amine NH2. All these are examples for functional groups because they impart specific properties to a compound. Now coming to saturated compounds. For example, if you just think of oil and butter, we can say that butter is saturated whereas oil is an unsaturated one, particularly when it comes to vegetable oils. So saturated compounds, they are compounds which contain maximum number of hydrogen atoms, whereas unsaturated, they contain less number of hydrogen atoms attached to the carbon atom. So in simple terms, I can tell you, if there are double or triple bonds, then we can say they are unsaturated compounds, whereas saturated compounds may not have double or triple bonds. Best example of saturated compound is alkanes, and unsaturated compound is alkenes. I'm just giving you one example. Now, what are aromatic and aliphatic compounds? So aromatic compounds, as the word states, aroma, most of the aromatic compounds, they have a pleasant smell. That is why earlier it was referred to as aromatic compounds. But aromatic compounds, they have a set of rules which we call as a Huckel's rule. Maybe in higher classes you will learn what is Huckel's rule. So they have a set of rules, and if they obey that, we can call that as aromatic compounds. But in general, we understand that many of the aromatic compounds, they contain a benzene ring, and they have a very strong pleasant odor, and it has got a lot of uses too, and they have unique physical and chemical properties, and that's why they are classified as aromatic compounds. When it comes to aliphatic compounds, they do not have an aromatic ring. So best example will be alkane, alkene, alkynes are best examples of aliphatic compounds. Now the next term is about functional groups. Already we have seen what a functional group is. Now what are the different types of functional groups that you will be coming across? As I said earlier, one is acid. So if you see about an acid, the acids which are given to you, which may be given to you, are benzoic acid, salicylic acid, cinnamic acid. Of these, a functional group is COOH. So benzoic and salicylic, they are saturated acids because they don't contain an alkene type of double bond. Cinnamic acid does not contain it has an alkene type of double bond, so it is unsaturated. So just remember the functional group acid as COOH, and examples of acids may be benzoic acid, salicylic and cinnamic acid. Then the other functional group is diamide. As the name indicates, diamide. Amide functional group is CONH2. The best example is urea. All of us know urea is used as a fertilizer. So if you see the structure of urea, NH2, CONH2, it is having a it looks like two functional amide groups are present. So it is classified as diamide. It is saturated and it is also aliphatic. You can see that there is no aromatic ring. Okay, so in acids we saw benzoic acid, cinnamic acid and salicylic acid. All the three are aromatic acids. Now next functional group is sugar. So this is a structure of sugar. Best example is glucose, C6H12O6. So here the functional groups will be, you can see that there is an aldehyde functional group and an hydroxy, lot of hydroxy functional groups. So if you see the common nature of state of all these 5 examples which I told you, all these are solid compounds. Now let us see some of the liquid compounds examples. The next functional group aldehyde is aldehyde. Best example is benzaldehyde. You can see the structure of benzaldehyde, and this is another example for aldehyde, which is cinnamaldehyde. So now by now you are familiar, and looking at both the structures you can see that the first one is saturated aldehyde, aromatic aldehyde, and the second one is it is aromatic but it is an unsaturated aldehyde because it has got this double bond. Aliphinic type of bond is present, so it is called as an unsaturated. So benzaldehyde is aromatic, unsaturated, whereas cinnamaldehyde is it is aromatic but it is unsaturated. Now the next functional group is amine. Amine means NH2. So this is the functional group. So best example is aniline, C6H5NH2. And another functional group is ketone, C double bond O. So best example is acetophenone. You can see that acid group is present. CH3CO is acid. Phenone means you can see the phenyl ring. This is the phenyl ring. So that is why. And carbonyl groups, as per IUPAC, we can call it as one. So whenever you have one compounds, it is C double bond O is present. So this compound molecule is named as acetophenone. So this is a functional group. Now the similarity between all these is that the aldehydes mentioned here, benzaldehyde, cinnamaldehyde, ketones and amines, all these are liquid compounds. So I have just taken examples which are given in your syllabus.